This is the most powerful natural remedy for aphids. While other remedies only prevent aphids, this liquid deals with them even when they are already attacking the plants. But it also works on caterpillars, slugs, Colorado potato beetles, and whiteflies. To prepare this natural insecticide, clean a few cloves of garlic. Garlic has antifungal and antibacterial properties. Its strong smell is disliked by insects. Besides garlic, peel an onion as well. The potency of this mixture depends on the amount of onion you add. Put the garlic and onion in a blender. Add about half a liter of water and blend, then strain through a sieve. Add a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. This pepper is toxic to aphids. It paralyzes their nervous system. Add a drop of natural soap. This helps it adhere better to the plants. Before using, dilute it with at least a liter of water and spray the plants. Do this once a week, and in case of an aphid attack, even twice a week. With each day, there will be fewer aphids. They will disappear completely after a few days.
These are effective tricks used by gardeners against aphids. These natural methods will protect your plants from this pest. Dealing with these parasites in the garden is not an easy task. If you don't want to use strong chemical treatments, these methods will certainly come in handy. Aphids are one of the largest and most diverse groups of insects that pose a threat to our plants. These bugs can be found on various plants, both in ornamental gardens and in vegetable and fruit gardens, as well as on balcony and indoor flowers. They can devastate a garden, and it takes them a surprisingly short amount of time to spread to neighboring plants. Gardeners tie yellow ribbons on plants. Once you know the reason, you will start doing it yourself. It turns out that a simple ribbon can replace expensive and chemical sprays. Cut a yellow ribbon into 10-centimeter pieces. Attention, it is very important for the ribbon to have an intense yellow color. Then, tie it with a knot on the plants that have been attacked by aphids. Tie it at the top of the stem. The yellow color is meant to attract ladybugs, which are natural enemies of aphids. One ladybug can eat up to 50 aphids in a day. The yellow ribbons attract them to the plants that have been attacked by pests. It is important to remember not to use chemical sprays during this time, as they can harm and deter ladybugs. Another trick is a natural spray. Simply mix 2 inexpensive ingredients with water to create a repellent mixture. Its preparation takes a few seconds, and it works just as effectively as store-bought sprays for aphids. Pour warm water into a spray bottle. Then, add a teaspoon of baking soda. Add a little sunflower oil or dishwashing liquid. Mix everything together, and it's ready. This natural spray should be applied to plants every 3 days. Thoroughly cover the stems and leaves with it. This mixture effectively deters aphids from settling on the plant. It's important to remember that the proportions are crucial. If we add too much baking soda, we can damage the plants and achieve the opposite effect. The second recipe for a spray is equally effective, and it only requires 1 ingredient. Pour vinegar into a bottle of water in a ratio of 1 to 10. It cannot be used indiscriminately, as it can harm not only the pests, but also the plants. Spray the infected plants with this natural spray. Vinegar works great in direct contact with aphids, so precision is needed. Spray the undersides of the leaves as well, where aphids often feed. Do not use vinegar spray when the sun is shining on the plants, as it can cause them to burn. Also, do not use vinegar spray on young plants, flower buds, or flowers themselves. The third aphid spray is also extremely easy to make. Dilute skim milk with water in a 1-to-1 ratio and immediately spray the pests with it. Milk repels aphids, and at the same time attracts beneficial insects that feed on aphids. It also prevents fungal diseases while nourishing the plant. It is a source of calcium and sugar, which are essential for plant growth. The excess milk that flows into the soil will serve as an additional fertilizer. Furthermore, such a milk spray does not harm the plant. It can be used without worry once a week, preferably in the morning, and it is inexpensive to make. What do you think about these methods for aphids? If you know another effective method, be sure to share it in the comments below the video.
If you have snails in your garden, you can get rid of them. Spray this all over the garden, and the snails will disappear. This natural mixture will repel these pests. Additionally, it eliminates aphids, caterpillars, and deters ants. If you have a garden, you are surely familiar with these pests. Snails can destroy crops as they enjoy cultivated vegetables and fruits. You probably know that you can protect your crops with methods like using ash. Sprinkling ash around plants creates a barrier that stops snails. Another method is using eggshells. A sufficient layer of eggshells spread in the garden will also deter these pests, though you need a lot of them. Remember that coffee grounds can also be used in the garden like ash and eggshells. But today, I will show you a mixture made from them. Add 1 tablespoon of ground coffee or coffee grounds to 300 milliliters of warm water. Caffeine repels snails and other pests. Next, add 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Garlic is rich in sulfur and allicin, which snails and many other pests dislike. Finally, add 1 tablespoon of mint, either fresh or dried. The essential oils in mint are excellent for repelling ants and snails. Mix everything and leave it for a few hours. Then strain it through gauze or a coffee filter. Dilute with about 3 liters of water. Use this mixture to spray the borders of the garden, paths, plants, and vegetables. Use it regularly, and you'll see that snails won't be as eager to visit your garden. If you do this, your lettuce will be twice as big in a short time. You can start planting it in the field as early spring. Lettuce grows quickly and seems to have modest requirements. However, you might not always enjoy beautiful heads of lettuce. While frost doesn't harm it, something else can significantly limit its growth. Lettuce needs a lot of nitrogen, like all vegetables in the early growth stages. It also needs a lot of calcium. Therefore, it's a good idea to use eggshells for fertilizing lettuce. Crushed into a fine powder, eggshells can be sprinkled into the holes where you plant the lettuce. Eggshells are also useful for protecting lettuce from snails. A layer of crushed eggshells is an excellent deterrent for them, but there's another thing that fertilizes the soil and simultaneously protects the lettuce from snails. Wood ash. Just sprinkle wood ash between the lettuces. It will serve as a good fertilizer and a barrier against snails. With these methods, your lettuce will form beautiful heads and won't be eaten by snails. Your garden weeds will disappear in just a few hours, and what's important, they won't come back. With the arrival of warm and sunny days, weeds start popping up in our gardens. Weeds on the lawn are a nightmare for gardeners, appearing uninvited everywhere. 2 of the most common weeds are dandelions and sow thistles. Although both are weeds, dandelions have many beneficial properties. Until now, the most popular but tedious method to get rid of dandelions from the lawn was to pull them out with their roots. However, I have 2 cheap and easy methods for you. You probably already have these ingredients at home. An effective way to get rid of dandelions from your lawn is to use baking soda. It works well not only for dandelions, but also for other weeds growing on your property. Simply sprinkle the weeds with baking soda, and after a few hours, they will be gone. The second method to get rid of dandelions from your lawn is to use vinegar and salt. Each of these ingredients can be used separately, applying them directly to the weeds. However, a solution works much better. In a spray bottle, combine vinegar with salt. Just remember to apply the solution directly to the dandelions, as it can also damage the lawn. Your lawn will look better than ever. The weeds will disappear for good.